everybody, what's up and welcome into the Good Buddies Anime Review. I am your good buddy Roger.
And I am your good buddy Brandon.
And it has been a long time coming. We said we were going to do this a while back. It's been hectic in Texas, to say the least.
Yeah, our zone in particular, we've been having some spikes.
Yep.
And there's been some orders from on high coming down in our city and then through our state, so yeah. It's a little wild.
People aren't taking to it well, which is maybe the biggest shame of it all, and it's just all around terrible. But we'll talk more about that in the ramble.
You know me, Roger. I hate people. Yeah. But let's go on and get
I think I hate people too.
Let's tell the fine folks what we said we were gonna do and what we are gonna do right now. We're talking about some Beastars.
Yeah, Beastars. I do remember in the last review when we announced we were going to do Beastars, I said that it was we were going to go for the third one, but this is actually our fourth one in a row.
There's a lot, a whole bunch of
the
these.
Netflix,
CGs, particularly Netflix CGs. Yeah, it's a good time. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and talk about this here show, which is on Netflix. You can check it out. Maybe you should. We are gonna try to keep it relatively spoiler-free in the first half. In the ramble, we will get a little spoiler. But Roger, we're gonna break it on down. Tell them about it, and give our good buddies a review of recommendation. We're gonna tell them whether or not we, their good buddies, think they, our good buddies, should check this show out. And Roger, if it was straight up boo-boo stank garbage, what would you call that?
I'd call it an anime, maybe not.
If it wasn't bad, but it wasn't the worst.
Anime.
It was fine, it was average.
Hey, now that's an anime, maybe.
It was pretty good, though.
My guy, it's Animos, definitely.
But if it was awesome, Roger, if it was so good...
Oh, it'd be amazing.
It would be amazing. And the way we're going to get there is we have 5 different categories on which we are going to award a couple of stars. Possible 2 stars in each category. 5 categories, total of 10 stars. We're going to go out of 10. And Roger, what is that first category we're going to talk about?
Wait, did you say that's how math works?
That is how math works. Excuse me.
That's how math works.
You know what? I don't need to junk right now.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. All right. But Roger, that is how math works. And Roger, what is that first category we're going to talk about?
The story and setting.
Second category, please.
The characters and development.
Número 3.
The art and animation.
Number 4.
The soundtrack.
And finally, that Good Buddies Wiggle Room, that 5th category, that Je ne sais quoi. Roger, what does that mean?
I do not know what.
I don't know what. But that's how we're going to do it. I'm going to hit you with a quick pitch real quick, and then we'll get on into the review proper. And Roger, stop me if this sounds familiar. Story of a city of anthropomorphic animals divided between the carnivores and herbivores, the predators and prey animals, if you will. Predators struggle to keep their killer instincts in check, while prey try to overcome their typically weaker bodies and smaller stature to all live in a civil society. Does that sound like something you've seen before or heard of? It's Anime Zootopia. Let's be real.
Okay, I got you. I didn't know where you were going with that, but
yeah,
it sounds like Beastars to me.
Wow, I've seen it online be referred to as Anime Zootopia. I would say that is, I believe I talked about it before. It is apt, if not a little bit reductive, because this is a much more adult show than you're gonna get from Disney. And boy, oh boy, it gets pretty adult.
It sure does.
So let's go ahead and get on into it with the story and setting talk. Taking place primarily at Cherryton High School, where a young goat named Tim has just been devoured. This is what we call it when a predator animal apparently loses control of themselves and they get a little hungry.
Yeah, a little hungry boy.
So, assumedly, and most likely by a carnivore classmate, this young goat named Tim has been devoured. While the show does focus on the tension between the carnivores and herbivores, I'm gonna let you know right now, Tim's whole story kind of takes a backseat to the rest of the show.
Yeah, it's just more of Tim died, and now it's just the crux for, the herbivores are more scared and timid than ever.
Right. So now we get a bit of the power struggle, the social hierarchies and whatnot, and there is going to be, let's just say, it's a little bit of a love triangle, quadrilateral maybe going on in here. It gets kind of wild. But that's the basic structure of the show. Beyond that, I'll say setting-wise, you do flesh out the world a little bit in some of these later scenes. They take trips into the city, the park. There's a meteor festival that's going to be held, etc., etc. It's pretty cool stuff. It's very much like a
Japanese schools are depicted in the animes. Now,
Yeah.
I've never been to a Japanese school. I don't know if they're like that.
But we do watch a lot of cartoons about them.
And I have seen it be very consistent with the clubs and the different kind of festivals the schools are allowed to do. We didn't do anything like that here.
Yeah, we had like a field day.
Yeah, I guess we had a field day. We had a science fair, but
Yeah.
it wasn't as big of a deal as you would think.
Yeah. Yeah, sports.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's set up like the Japanese school system, and then, you know, you wouldn't know any different if it weren't for the fact that we have giant furries walking around everywhere.
This is a very furry anime.
Yeah.
A lot of furries running around.
But dang, man, I never thought I would, I'm not gonna, I don't hate, the furry culture or anything like that. I don't get it. It's not for me, but dang,
Roger,
I really was interested in this, and
Hey, Roger. If you were in Beastars, what kind of animal would you be? What's your persona?
Oh, dude. Oh, man, my persona?
Yeah, what's your persona, bro?
Oh, dude, honey badger.
Honey badger? Is it because you don't give a fuck?
It's because I don't give a fuck about these people.
Wow, this freaking guy.
I do.
This freaking guy. Wow, neato.
I think, honey badgers are pretty big, and I'm a pretty big guy.
Yeah, I could see that.
What would you be? What's your persona?
Only because I have the long hair and stuff, I'm gonna go lion.
Lion? Okay.
Yeah. Also because I'm pretty lazy and like all the ladies to get my food for me. Haha. Dumb as hell. Anyway, that's a giant joke, obviously. Love you, my girlfriend. Anyway, let's go on. Yeah, so pretty fun show. Pretty interesting. Again, you can draw the parallels to stuff like Zootopia. I mean, it's not like Zootopia's the first thing to make a city out of animals and shit, but yeah, it's fine. How about the characters in development? You want to move on?
Yeah. So
our main boy,
Legoshi.
Yeah,
he's a good boy.
He's a big old gray wolf.
Yeah, he's a big gray wolf.
Large and imposing.
Yeah, he's almost like. The way that they animate and the way they give him mannerisms is like he's somewhere like a cross between a wolf and maybe Nosferatu and maybe the Phantom of the Opera.
Wow. I mean, his name is Lugosi, right?
It is. Well, yeah. Lugoshi. Which is Bela Lugosi is a horror icon.
I read a thing online where the creator did say it was based on Bela Lugosi.
Okay, well, that would make perfect sense because I didn't know. He's got
those deep, sunken eyes.
Yeah, I didn't know that was the case, but I know who Bela Lugosi is.
And he's dead.
He is dead.
Well, that's a song. That's the only reason I say that. Bela Lugosi's dead. You haven't heard that one?
No, I have not.
It's like classic punk, dude. Anyway.
Is it like the Cramps or something?
I'd have to look it up to make sure.
I don't know.
But
I can't know all the punk rock songs. There's a million of them.
All right. Well, I'll look it up later, and we'll all feel embarrassed about it. Anyway, a pretty fun guy. Really, I will say, clearly sunken eyes. He does not get much sleep. It seems like my poor boy. He is constantly stressing because he is a very large and pretty scary looking dude, and he knows that.
Yeah.
And he wants very much to not be that.
Yeah.
He's ultimately you could call him a gentle giant. And he's stressing that he may be scaring his, smaller and weaker classmates and whatnot. He also tries to diffuse conflict rather than, flexing his muscles by instead trying to hide his strength. Mm-hmm. Trying to, kind of keep reining it all in. The thing is, what I love about this character, though, the thing that really hits me about him is that because he is constantly stressing, because he is so nervous about all this, he is never really paying attention. He is locked in his own mind to the point that he will be like looking at someone and just thinking, and they're just having a conversation, trying to talk to him, whatever, and he's like, he's so stressed about everything.
Yeah.
Like, to the point he doesn't even realize what's happening around him sometimes.
and the thinking process, it's like him going through, like, they create a monologue for what's going on inside of him, and he's having these very almost intricate conversations with himself in his mind as he's mumbling, as his character is speaking to him.
Yeah. Just constantly
cool.
Just overthinking everything. My good boy. Good boy.
But he does have, he is a carnivore, so he is essentially, the show moves around a little bit with, these carnivores having an urge to potentially devour or hunt.
Yes. There's a lot of stuff you'll see later on, particularly when they're in the city, about like how exactly folks outside of school, like adults and whatnot, deal with some of these urges. Boy, oh boy, that's a real fun sequence.
It is. It's very much, that battle with, I think everybody at some point deals with the voice inside their head,
It's this instinct.
The thing that makes you, it makes you angry at other people. It makes you want to act in maybe not a great way towards somebody else. And it's him dealing with this. And it's similar to how, you or I or anybody else probably, a decent human deals with it, is you fight it away and you eventually you overcome it.
And you eat a lot of egg sandwiches if you're Legoshi.
Yeah, he does love them egg sandwiches.
He loves him an egg sandwich.
But they changed them.
Oh, no. I really liked that episode.
Yeah, me too. I thought it was cute.
Let's move on. Our next character is Haru, a white dwarf rabbit, who is the lone member of the school's garden club. Friendly enough. She is actually, I think, a year ahead of Legoshi.
Yeah.
And
she's actually a little. She doesn't get along with the other female students very well.
No.
She gets kind of catty with them as they are getting. She does not take their shit.
Well, see, she
tries to mind her own business.
Yes, but she has a bit of a reputation around the school. We won't get into too much, but a lot of people seem to think she's a bit of a sleut.
Yeah, a sleut.
And she has this big chip on her shoulder because not only like with the other girls and stuff and the other people in school, but like she is constantly being belittled by males who see her as weak and fragile, who like, oh, let me help you with that or whatever. And there's certain things that she tries to do to like, have some semblance of power within herself. I'm definitely not the person to get into like the gender.
I don't think I am
stuff
either.
About this. There's a lot of people online who have written and made videos about this stuff that can sell it way better than me. But the point is, it's really interesting the way she handles herself.
I like the way she handles herself. I actually like the character. I actually like how they handle the character as well in the show because, I went to high school or whatever. I saw plenty of people slut shaming the other girls and stuff like that, and that shit. Even at a young age, and like I was talking to you earlier, like I'm slow to process things, but there are some things that immediately I had like a gut reaction to that I fucking hate.
Yeah, your part of you just says, hey, that's wrong.
You don't. Like slut shaming is something that I think needs to be talked about a whole lot more than it is. It does get now, more talk than it used to, but I think it needs to be open a lot wider because, belittling somebody like this character gets belittled for how she handles herself. What you get backstory too as to why she does it.
Yeah, and like what people know and what they think they know and whatnot.
I would, I would think that this is a logical reason why some other people might do it, whether it be a male or a female. It's really interesting. It opens. It's an interesting character, and they handle it really well, I think.
Yeah, and I do like the way that they really give you the levels to it, because like on the one hand you've got here's these carnivores who, again, the show tells us they are bigger, stronger, more powerful. We have these herbivores who live in a society with them and have to deal with reckon with the fact that they are not as strong or powerful as these carnivores, and how they have to make their way in life and manage their own lives and whatnot. And then you've got folks like Haru who are even below that on the totem pole, to the point that people are constantly looking down on her and belittling her and saying, you're not strong enough to do this or that. Let me try to help you. And it's just these little like microaggressions that she has to deal with that are people looking down on her even further than they are.
And some of it too, it puts into light too that a lot of these characters are not intending to do anything rude. They're
not necessarily
trying to help. And a lot of times, some people, I think microaggressions are harder to understand for people.
Sure.
Because they think, in my opinion, I think a lot of people think that they're helping. They're not meaning anything bad by it, but it is, it's something so ingrained in our society that
you just got to know why that shit's wrong or whatever. But, yeah.
You got to educate yourself.
Do some Googling. Next up, we got Louie.
I do love me Louie, dude.
Louie's fun. So Louie's kind of fucked up, but he's fun.
Louie is an herbivore, but he's also, he might not initially admit it or talk about it very much. He does feel weakness.
Yes.
But he is not weak at all.
He's also the freaking prince of the school. He is, if you will indulge me, sir, he's the Yuki Soma if he was more prideful and an asshole.
He's trying to be the titular Beastar.
He is attempting to be, and they don't really tell you what a Beastar is.
Yeah.
We can kind of assume it's
I'm assuming it's like an idol.
Yeah, it seems that way, but they don't really tell you what a Beastar is. But the show is called Beastars, and Louie apparently is well on his way to becoming the Beastar. But yes, he's handsome, he's elegant, he's prideful, huge chip on his shoulder.
He brings to the table a level of power that a lot of other characters don't.
Exactly.
And that is money.
Yes, exactly. But even then, he still acknowledges in his own mind, as his little soliloquies, he acknowledges that, yeah, I'm not a predator. I'm not as strong or as powerful as these people as some of these other animals. Mm-hmm. And that right there is what confounds him about Legoshi.
Yeah.
Because Legoshi is that strong. He should be better, but he is intentionally showing himself to be weaker than everyone to try and stem the tide of whatever fear or anything else someone else might be feeling.
Louie is a character that's kind of in that position of where he's the person that looks at somebody, like if I wore this person, this is how I would act.
Mm-hmm. And yet he also, knowing he can't be that, is so focused on getting everything right. He is a textbook perfectionist.
Yeah.
Because he's got to do it the way that it has to be done, because he ain't got that advantage. He's got to push. And you even get some backstory with him where you really see, damn, dude, to be where he is from where he started is bonkers.
Yep.
Like the amount of drive this guy has. The boy is non-stop. Like, he is constantly doing what he needs to get where he wants to be. And it's a really fascinating character.
Yeah, he's really good. He's really good. I quite enjoyed Louie. I even thought, towards the end, an event happens or whatever, and I thought, I was like, okay, I got a good feeling for Louie. He's gonna do something.
We'll talk about it in the ramble.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in the ramble. He's gonna do something, and then I was shocked that he did not do it.
Yes. Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, it's really good.
Get the chills.
Yeah, man, give me the chills.
We got one more that we can talk about here, and that is Juno, who is perfect and has never done anything wrong.
I mean, she kind of is a little.
I love her. And
she kind of does embrace that carnivore nature.
So Juno is also she appears to be kind of a reddish brown, but she is described as a gray wolf, not like Legoshi. That's actually how they meet. She's getting picked on by a couple dudes, and he steps in and says, "Hey, that's my little sister." It's a great scene, but she is like Legoshi. We didn't even mention yet that everyone we've talked about except for Haru is in the drama club.
Yeah,
that's how they're all linked together. There's a play that's going on, etc., etc. We just totally missed that plot point. That's fine. Watch the show. It's great. But Juno ends up jumping into the getting in there, and she pretty much immediately seems to have an affection for Legoshi that he clearly is not used to, because he don't know how to handle any of it.
Yeah.
He also just doesn't seem to get it. My boy's a little clueless.
Yeah.
And moreover, Juno also, we find out later on, does seem to have, as you said, she does seem to have a little bit more of that carnivore, that predator animal streak in her.
She's got a little bit of stank to her.
She got a little stank on her. She got claws, and she know how to use them, need be. Yes, and she may or may not also have her eyes on the prize, so to say.
Yeah, she's kind of similar to Louie.
A little bit.
She's kind of similar to Louie. They actually have some really interesting interactions.
They have some great scenes together.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, she's very headstrong. She's very set in her way, but she's also very sweet. She charms. She's like Louie. She's just, you don't get as much with her as you do with Louie. I'm sure we're gonna get more of her later. Yeah. But she is. You can tell that there's a complex character there. There's a complex character with Louie,
right?
But the characters around, for the most part, do not see that. They see this really sweet person. They see this really, go-getter, this, you know, the high school star, the Beast star. That's what they see, and they're drawn to these people, but they don't see that internal struggle that they go through, the complexity of these characters.
Indeed.
Because they put on these masks.
Exactly.
And it's really fascinating, man.
Yeah.
If you can't tell, I really love these characters.
It's pretty rad.
I really put a lot of time into to liking them and learning who they are.
Yeah, we didn't really talk too much about the proper plot of it in the story and setting, which I think now's a good time to do that now that we've introduced the characters. But basically, the whole thing, Juno kind of shows up later, so in episode 4 or 5, I want to say. But the whole conceit of it is it starts with this play is going on. Louie's running stuff. They're doing whatever, blah de blah. Legoshi's there. He's in the Legoshi. He's the lights guy. He's working in the rafters. The whole thing happens that Legoshi has a run-in with Haru, and this is all first episode, so we're not doing any big spoilers. But her scent hits him. It triggers his predator instinct, and he gets this close, this close.
Yeah. You try to almost touch those fingers, but then you pull it away just enough.
Just a teeny bit. You got if this was a computer game, we'd say about a 2-pixel difference. That close to eating his bunny.
Yeah.
But he doesn't. We'll just say that.
Yeah.
And then something happens.
It's actually a really cool scene.
It's an amazing scene. And what ends up happening is he basically, it is speculated later on by some characters, what exactly is going on with this guy, but he feels a strong attraction to Haru, to the point that maybe he's in love with her, maybe he's just real hungry.
Yeah, maybe he just wants to eat her.
We're not real sure, are we? But that is basically the conceit of the show. And then from there, it's okay, who's Haru involved with? Who is Legoshi potentially involved with? What else is going on? We got these triangles and quadrilaterals forming around all these romantic potential pairings and whatnot. And boy, oh boy, stuff gets pretty wild. And then it gets real violent toward the end.
Yeah, it sure does.
But that's basically what we're looking at. Now, here's the one we got to talk about. Let's go ahead and move on to that next category, Roger. I feel like it's going to be a good one for us. The art and animation.
The art and animation.
How you feel about it, baby boy?
It is 3D CG.
There is a little bit of 2D thrown in.
Yeah, there's these really cool, almost graphite and charcoal scenes and stuff. They do some really interesting things in there.
Yes, there's also bits where you just have this real close up of 2 characters, and it's okay, clearly this is just drawn, this is 2D. But for the most part, it is CG.
Yep.
There's also, we'll talk about the intro in a second, rad stop motion in the intro.
Yeah, but the lion's share of the show is CG.
Yes, indeed. And you know me, Roger.
You don't like CG.
Not really a fan of it. I believe, though, and you might fact check me on this, I believe this is the same studio as Land of the Lustrous, which is one of those CG shows that I did fall in love with.
Yeah.
And you know what? It freaking works.
It sure does.
They do it so good.
I'm trying to see if I can. I don't see offhand.
You talk about the art and animation.
Okay.
I'll see if I can look.
So this is definitely, if it's done by that studio for sure, it makes a whole lot of sense, because this is the second cleanest CG anime I have ever seen. It is smooth. It is interesting. I think the only thing that Land of the Lustrous has up on it is that Land of the Lustrous was so vibrant and colorful.
Yeah.
And then all the different translucents and stuff they do in that show is just really, really impressive. It is a sight to behold. Go ahead.
Studio Orange, Beastars, Land of the Lustrous, and quite a few more.
Okay.
So yes, it is the same studio, it says here.
So this show, it's for real beautiful. Beastars is beautiful. Like I said, I would probably give the edge if I had to stack them up against each other. There's a slight edge to Land of the Lustrous because of the way they handle translucence and the shattering effects and all the
hair.
Yeah, the hair. But Beastars is nothing to scoff at.
It's very good.
This is the bar that CG anime should be shooting for.
I'll be honest, you know me, I don't much care for CG. Part of me is a little mad at how much I love it, because this show's very, very good.
I could watch this style of animation all freaking day long. And like I said, I've always said I'm a veteran now of the CG anime. It doesn't affect me at all. I can watch some of the lowest of the low quality, and I can tell you that it's low quality, and I can tell you Berserk is the best option I have to give.
Sorry, you said lowest of the low, and now I'm just thinking about Evangelion.
Oh no, I'm the lowest of the low.
Go on.
That's not what he says. But I watched Berserk, the 2016 Berserk or whatever, not the movies, the anime after that follows the original series or follows the movies.
Yeah, dude.
And it's pretty bad. It's pretty damn bad. It's totally, in my opinion, it's Berserk. It's watchable. This is so far above, God, almost anything. I mean, I can't think of anything that I can compare it to other than Land of the Lustrous. This is the bar that they should be shooting for.
Yes.
Because it is really good. If you can't tell, I was very impressed by it. There was only one thing that I might have been more impressed by.
Oh yeah.
And do you have anything else you want to say about the art and animation?
I'll say one more thing here, and that is that the previous show we did was Dorohedoro, and I remember saying in that one that the CG in that one didn't bother me as much, particularly when it was like Kamen or whatever that was on screen. And it did kind of not work for me whenever I was looking at like a normal person who was talking. And I figured out why that was by rewatching Beastars. And that is that show would do this thing where like, here's my person, here's their head, you know, it's CG. So like this head is a cylinder or a sphere or something. And the thing they would do is just kind of have the mouth on there moving. Like it was clearly like just it wasn't even like animated like here's my jaw and shit. It's like here's the shape that is a mouth, and like they're changing that, like going from a picture of an open mouth to a picture of a closed mouth, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas Kamen, he's an animal, he has to have a moving jaw and shit.
Yeah.
This show, now that is not the only reason this show is much better. It's just cooler looking animation.
Yeah, this show is worlds better, like the way that it looks.
But that is the thing I realized, that because all of these characters are animals, it forces them to have to animate the whole damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they do it so well.
Yep.
It really works. It really, really works.
It really does.
If you're like me and you're not big on CG, hey, you'll find something to nitpick at. I certainly did, but the animation here just worked.
Yeah.
So good. It's very well done.
Yep.
Tell me about that music and sound, baby.
So I said there might be one thing that I enjoyed more.
Oh boy.
And it was the sound design for this freaking anime.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah. It is so freaking good. The music, the backgrounds, it is amazing. The monologues. This has I think I can't think of anything else that I could at least compare it to right now.
You give him time maybe, but right
now, I can't think of a dub that I've ever heard that was better than this one.
It's very, very clean, very good.
These voice actors freaking killed it.
Yes.
It is so damn good. And I went and checked out the sub of it, and it was very good too. Mm-hmm. But just the fact that I could watch it in the English language, and they freaking nailed it. The dub, the soundtrack, the sound design, the way they did the theater and stuff. You could hear them thumping around on the stage. Everything. Echoes. There was so much they put into it. It was awesome.
Yeah, they really accounted for the acoustics in the theater. There's moments where, like, you know, there's conflict happening and you're watching someone, like, scratch someone with these long claws, and the sound of that and the little drips of blood that come out, and every little thing works very, very well.
Yeah, I would be comfortable saying, you know, like I could maybe think of some other dubs that I compare this with that I like that are really good, but sound design wise overall, I can't think of anything that I've ever watched that was better than this.
It's very well done.
Yeah,
it's very, very.
It's incredible.
The intro and outro, I already mentioned the intro a little bit. The intro song is rad. The animation there, they have this super cool stop motion that's very good, but I really enjoyed the intro song on this one. The outro is quite good as well.
Yep.
They're both just really good. There's not like a whole lot else to say about it. It's real good.
Yeah, they're really good.
But yeah, the sound design, the music during the show, it's all pretty freaking top notch, dude.
Yeah.
It's pretty real good.
Especially the way they do those inner monologues and stuff.
Yeah, the kind of like the tiniest bit of reverb they give to like kind of show you, yes, this is in this person's mind. It's all just very well designed.
Yep, it's super freaking impressive.
Well, how about that Je ne sais quoi?
Je ne sais quoi, I think I put most that I can about how much I like the show and the characters and all that stuff. I put it all out there in the main review. A few things that I would note about this is that, okay, I don't think it's going to be for everyone.
Yeah.
It is violent. It does have a lot of mature themes.
Oh, yeah.
You see straight up a sex scene or two in there.
Mm-hmm. Not like super graphic, but you know what's happening.
Yeah. At one point you almost see a character's wiener get whipped out of their pants.
Almost get that weenie.
Yeah, you almost get that weenie.
This close to the wiggle physics, and you know what? They would make them work so good.
They would, dude. That would be the most beautiful wiggling I've ever seen. But this is not going to be a show that you can probably show anybody under a young teen.
Yeah.
Maybe when you start getting to 14, 15. If you're watching it with your kids and you feel comfortable with stuff like this,
assume you've had some pretty important talks about how stuff works. Yeah,
you could probably get by, but nothing under that. It's not for kids, and of course, if you really don't get into the furry thing or whatever, you don't like characters that aren't humans, this isn't going to be for you. I don't know why you wouldn't like something like that. I think this show was excellently done. The character designs were amazing. But maybe that wouldn't be for you. And then, of course, if I didn't mention it, it is 3D CG. And I have met people out there that are diehard. I will not watch it if it is CG.
There you go. Ayo. Yeah, I'm pretty much right there with you, man. I think you nailed it. The big thing for me is that I can't recommend it to literally anyone. Like literally everyone,
Yeah.
Anyone, I would recommend it to pretty much everyone I know.
To people.
But I would be like, hey.
I have recommended it to people.
It's like, hey, if you're not it's mostly just the sex and the violence, but there's other little stuff like the depictions of like the bullying and the depictions of some characters who struggle with pretty intense anxiety. I know people who if they see something like that where someone's having a panic attack.
Anxiety?
I did, bud. I did. I know folks who, if they see something that's too stress-inducing like that, it'll freak them out. Like, not you necessarily. Yeah. I think you're able to see that this is fiction and whatnot.
Yeah, but I do struggle with things. From time to time, I get overloaded. I have to stop.
Yeah.
It's like The Last of Us 2. I haven't beat it.
Oh, boy.
And now I'm about to have to go through the stress, what it feels like all over again.
Yeah. Games are too long, man.
Yeah.
But, that's the thing, is it's just the level of what's happening and how it's happening. I kind of got to dock points for that. Not because it's bad, because I can't in good faith say I would tell literally everyone I know to watch this.
Yeah.
That's really it.
Yeah,
it's just one of those.
That's my minor critique.
That's something you could say about pretty much anything.
Sure.
Like, really, when you
there are things that I think I believe I said I would recommend High Score Girl to anybody.
Yeah.
And that show is obviously a lot less heavy than this one.
Yeah.
You kids can watch that one for the most part. This one, not so much. And
no,
they don't hide it. And these are. It also gets into that territory where these are students and there are sex scenes in there.
Yes, yes, we are talking about people who are, two consenting parties, but who are both students who are clearly underage or whatever. And God knows how age of consent works in animal world, but still. Yeah.
I just put it in the overall world of anime world, and God knows that it is a slippery slope, and I've probably slid down it a long time ago.
God knows you did. God knows you did. But yeah, it's all of that. There are, some minor depictions of what is hard to call anything but sexual abuse.
Mm-hmm.
It gets pretty intense, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
there's some serious man, I'm having trouble speaking. Manipulation in this show.
There's a lot that goes down.
Yeah, there's some really heavy things. The one last thing that I will say here is that so my fiance is not a huge fan of anime or anything. Mm-hmm. She made it through 2 episodes of Dorohedoro, and she's like, "This is way too dumb.
Yeah,
I can't do it." Mm-hmm. Beastars, there for the whole damn thing.
Yeah, my girlfriend was as well.
Yep,
both of us sat down and watched this one together. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Do you want to get to them scores, big boy?
Let's do it, dude.
Let's let the people know. Gotta let the people know. So how do you feel about the story and setting?
2 points.
2 points. How about the characters and development?
Dude, I'm going to call it now. I think we might have the same scores.
Oh, maybe.
2 points.
2 points as well. How about the art and animation?
How can I give it anything but 2 points?
I had to do it. 2 points.
You did it!
Music and sound.
2 points.
2 points. And finally, the Good Buddies Wiggle Room, that je ne sais quoi?
1 point.
1 point. We tied.
We did it, dude.
We really did it. That's 2, 2, 2, 2, and 1.
Yeah,
had to dock a little bit on the je ne sais quoi because it's pretty intense, y'all.
It's a 9 though from both of us.
As a double 9, that is an animazing. Excuse me.
Yeah, it's beyond animals, definitely.
I
baby.
forgot our rating system for a second.
We giving out the animazings on this one.
We talking about it.
I'm pumped for any more of this that they have to offer.
Yeah,
I loved every moment that I had with this.
I believe this series is still ongoing. I'm not sure.
It is,
but yeah, presumably there will be more, assuming that Netflix keeps it rolling.
Yeah, they did all tie it up pretty nicely at the end. They left a little bit open for you, but.
That is one of those where we don't want to say it has a giant cliffhanger ending because it doesn't, but they put a pretty good bow on it. If it did end here, I think you'd be mostly okay.
Yeah,
but hopefully there's more, man. It's a rad show.
I really really enjoyed it.
Beastars.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I got the manga from my store.
Hell yeah, you did.
But let's roll out of here. Let's keep this pretty short so we can get into the ramble. We already been talking for a while. This is probably a pretty long review.
Yeah, Lord knows we got stuff to talk about.
I will say that next week and maybe the week after, I'm not sure. We're gonna do some more of those. Can we recommend them episodes, similar to what we did with Digimon, Kakushi Goto. We're gonna do a couple more of those because that was pretty fun. It wasn't so intense, and we're gonna go through Verve, Crunchyroll, Funimation, all that good stuff. Find a couple of things, check them out, and then you'll know about them as we pop them up. But
tell you right now, I watched a couple shows that have 1 or 2 episodes out already, and you're gonna hear about them in the ramble. There's some that I don't think I could recommend at all.
Oh dang!
There's at least one that I'm like, oh god. But yes, we're gonna go ahead and bust on out of here to the ramble.
Oh god!
So all that to say, basically, we're not sure what we're doing next week exactly, except it's gonna be like, should you check this out?
Yeah.
We don't know what shows or show though yet. But thank you for checking us out. We will have the full plugs at the end of the ramble like we always do. But
if we said next week, we mean next time too.
Next time, yes. That
God
is it.
only knows what the world is gonna allow for us. And
Lord have
especially
mercy.
even with the Let's Play, we took a couple weeks off. We haven't recorded in a couple of weeks.
Y'all, it is hard out here for a good buddy.
Yeah, we're trying to be as safe as possible. And it's obviously much easier for us to record in the studio.
Yes.
It is so much less of a pain in the ass.
Assuming we can do it.
If we do have to go back to the internet thing, doing it over our computers, then that's something we might have to do.
We might.
But we'll hold out and we'll just delay, and put out stuff as we can. The good buddies have always been real generous with us, so we appreciate you for that.
We thank you so much. But yes, YouTube purposes, thank you so much for listening. Hit that like button. Smash that like button. Give us a subscribe. Click that bell for the subscription so we can ding your dong. And thank you so much for checking us out. We do want to give a quick shout out to our good buddy Hoss. For the closing theme song you're going to hear on the YouTube portion of the show. That's The Buddy's Good. Thank you, Hoss. Thomastastesbetter on Instagram. And DUNGEONWITCH on YouTube. Thank you so much, Hoss. Otherwise, full plugs at the end. Thanks so much. We love y'all. And we'll talk to you soon.
Later.
Love you.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye.